Alright, it's officially been a year since I uploaded a YouTube video proclaiming to the whole world that I'm in the middle of a quarter life crisis. And previously, this was something I would have never done, like I was the type of guy who was just like, everything's cool, I'm chill, I got my shit together. And so it was very strange for me to publish a video like that, but it's also been awesome to be able to connect with people who've all been feeling a very similar way. And it's been eye-opening to me to realize that, nobody has their shit together in some aspect, and everybody has their own problems to deal with. So I uploaded that video a year ago, and I only had one other update since then, but just stopped uploading on YouTube for a while because it is a lot of work to do this stuff. But I figured it'd be cool to kind of just update here again and do sort of a 1 year anniversary or slash check-in with whoever happens to be watching this, or this is probably just for myself because I'm just talking to myself in front of a camera in my room anyway, so it's just me over here. I've been hesitant to even publish this video because it's like, who the hell is this guy? Why do we care about your quarter life crisis or whatever, and that's fair, I don't claim to want everyone to care what I'm doing or whatever, but I do realize that there are a lot of other people who are going through something very similar, who sort of just woke it up to a point where they realize they really don't know where they're going or what they want to do. And this has inspired me to do a lot of different things, which we'll get into in this rest of the video. But for the most part, I want to be there to be that support character for someone who needs that help, who needs a little bit of a guidance in that way, because I've seeked that out for myself, and I've realized how important it is to have someone there to just listen, and really mirror back what it is that you want and care about, so that you know which direction to go from yourself. And so that's there's a lot of work that has to go into that, in connecting back to yourself and to tap into that inner wisdom, which again we'll get into. But that's the whole point of this channel and my mission and what I've been doing and all the content that I've been pushing out in my blog and podcasts and whatnot. This is a little bit of an update of what I've been doing. This is not in no way a blueprint for your own life or necessarily what everyone has to do, but I share what I've been doing to hopefully give you inspiration or some sort of idea for what you could do within your own life and where to take it moving forward. So, my quarter life crisis. I definitely am still trying to figure out a lot of different things, but I at least have clarified and defined where it is I want to go. And that's the important part in getting us out of this place that we're stuck in right now. It's to kind of define this overall goal, this sort of North Star in a way for you to guide yourself moving forward. And that's probably the hardest thing, right? And that's going to take a while. You're not going to find that immediately. And it's also going to change as you move forward, as you go about learning new skills or to try new experiences or meet new people. But at least having a sense of what that is at this point will make every decision going forward that much easier, because you can decide then, is what I'm going to do helpful for this goal that I want, this North Star? And of course, there's a lot of nuances that go into that, and I plan to make a separate video on how to find your own version of it. But this video is more of an update on what I've been doing personally So if you've just seen this for the first time and don't know me at all, or have been following my social media at all, I've found a passion to really understand emotional intelligence and emotional resiliency. It's something that I feel like is very much lacking in both our education and our lives as we grow older. It's a skill that we don't completely understand yet. There's even a debate on first of all, is it even real? Like, what is emotional intelligence? Is that even possible to be both emotional and intelligent, or to be emotionally intelligent at all? And then along with that is, can you even increase it? How do you really control your emotions? And so there's a lot that goes into that, and I talk about it in all of my content. So you could go ahead and binge that at my website, VictorUng.com. But this idea has definitely been lacking in our society, and we see it come out in multiple ways. We see people in our workplace having short tempers, or not being able to delegate properly, not able to manage people under them, not able to communicate properly, not able to manage their own stress levels, or to do their work productively, because our emotions are so powerful, but they definitely get in the way if not managed, right? And we see that in our relationships. We see that in how we talk to our romantic partners, how we deal with arguments, or how we connect with each other and align our futures and partnerships together. It comes out in our politics. It comes out with a lot of different ways where people just don't know how to talk to each other anymore. And a big part of that is really understanding ourselves. It's increasing that self-awareness along with social awareness. It's how to really understand who you are, how you communicate that, and how that is reflected back onto you. This is a whole journey that I've been diving into, and because I've become so passionate about it, I have done so many uncomfortable, risky, scary, just unpredictable things within my life, and it's definitely very much anxiety inducing and nerve-wracking, but also just as exciting. This past year has been so out of character for me. I've been reading books, what the fuck? Listening to podcasts literally everywhere I go, investing in online programs, and joining and meeting a lot of other communities and entrepreneurs, and really putting myself out there. I don't even know how I'm doing this right now, but in June of last year, I launched my own website in order to publish a blog and to, define my message and my sort of brand, to really get myself out there. I even hired a writing coach to help me with my writing. I was able to get my work published on Medium, The Good Men Project, and Thrive Global. And I'm still working on even more right now. And on my website, I even listed a way for people to schedule a call with me directly. And that's super weird, to have random people all over the world be able to contact you, which is amazing in itself, but also so nerve-wracking. I listed it as a way of just wanting to connect with people, just wanting to understand what other struggles or problems that they're going through in their life, what kind of life crisis that they're in. And I wrote about my first experience with that, and I'll link it in the description below, but I was definitely not ready for that. I also did very weird, uncomfortable thing and joined a local men's group where we meet weekly to sort of catch up with our lives and what we're trying to do and where we're going. The intention is to really connect back into our bodies and our emotions and really understand what it is we're feeling both physically and emotionally. It's something that I am very much grateful for, because there are so many ways that we've been told as men we can't do that, you know. I've definitely witnessed that myself, where I felt like I just even saying the word feelings is weird to me, you know. It sounds very emasculating, and that's so sad, you know. It's like, we are humans, we are emotional beings, we are meant to feel, and it's very strange that at least I have been conditioned to not do that. So I've been very grateful to join this group, but still very uncomfortable every time I go. I then developed a lot more of a passion to want to facilitate this and to have and to provide this space for others as well. So I even got certified in life coaching as well by an ICF accredited company. I am excited for what that is going to do for me. Like, the skills I've already learned from it is amazing, and is definitely going to be useful in many other ways wherever I take my career. But most importantly, it's provided the tools for me to better connect with myself and with others, to develop a more meaningful relationship with people who will really help you move your life forward. It's been a lot. If I were to watch this video like a few years ago, I would have been freaking out, you know. Like, a few years ago, I was pretty comfortable. I was very complacent in where I was at and really enjoying what I was doing. I would have never expected myself being in this position, but at the same time, I am so proud of the Victor from last April who uploaded that quarter life crisis video, because it's been a lot of growth that I would have never experienced otherwise. And I have still so much to learn, but I am way more excited about this trajectory than I was in my company. So that's all that matters. The last thing is, for those who know me but haven't seen in person yet, I have officially left my job. I quit. And I quit about in mid-April. It was a very fast, swift experience, kind of a little too fast, actually. I just sent in an email. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm not really interested in coming back. And they're like, okay, switched off, and I couldn't log into my email or the portal, and I was like, okay, yeah, you know, that's what it means to be a cog in the machine, I guess. I'm still processing a lot of it, but now I'm that much more excited to use that spare time to really do what I care about. I wouldn't recommend this to everyone. There are people who thrive on stability and security and knowing that everything else in their life is taken care of. You know, that's where creativity is inspired for them. But I know that there are also others like me who kind of perform a little better under pressure, who like to, I mean, if you're with me, you're probably the one who procrastinated until the last minute to get things done, and it ends up amazing, because you're like, all right, I just gotta get this going. I have no choice now. So, but again, I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. I know that it's hard to be creative or effective and productive when you're also stressed. So you need to make sure, you need to be very self-aware and understand where you fit on that spectrum and how you perform in certain environments. This is my entrepreneurial journey. It's very much exciting, and I hope that I can keep making content and providing updates to you guys. The overall goal is to be able to create enough freedom and flexibility and security for me to just write. That's all I want to do. I just want to write, travel, and fly my drone everywhere. Like, it's not so much to ask. This is my journey in getting to that place. Hopefully I can be writing and creating content that honestly just brings life into people. You know, a lot of people are in a very, I don't know, just robotic place right now, just kind of working day in, day out, and waiting for the weekend to come alive again. And it's tough because, you know, that's how the world works right now. We all have a 40-hour work week. We all need to go to work to make money to then afford us our luxuries, right? And so there is a part where you have to be on the grind a little bit. But at the same time, you know, sometimes we're just going to work for the sake of work and not really understanding if this is going to be useful or helpful for us in the long run, or if this is really what we care about or want to spend our time in. You know, time is our most precious resource. So I write, I create content, I podcast, I find and collect all the tools to help us live a more fulfilling, meaningful, and joyful life, you know, and it's a journey, because a lot of the tools might not work and a lot of the tools can work in certain circumstances. But that's going to be my test, you know. I'm kind of the life guinea pig, I guess. You know, I'm going out and trying all these things to see what works, and maybe you can learn from that, or maybe you can find something else that works for you. But this is me, and you know, taking one step at a time. You know, I've found that North Star, as I mentioned before, and everything I do now, I'm going to make sure is going to take me there. So if you're interested to join me on this journey, make sure you follow, subscribe, like, or whatever you do on these things. Visit VictorUng.com to find everything. I have my blog, my podcast, I'll link up my YouTube there as well. I also have my coaching services for anyone who wants to find their own clarity and direction that they want to take their life. This is the coolest part about coaching, is that it's a two-way street in a lot of ways. Not only am I providing this space and full attention to you to explore what you want and care about, but in doing so, that will help me in subtle ways as well. And so it's a partnership, you know. We're both exploring life together, and I would love to connect with you if you're watching this. You can visit again VictorUng.com to find that application form where you can fill out a little more information about you and where you are in your life and where you want to go, and we can jump on our first call to see if we're a good fit and go from there. Thank you again for watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow, do all the things. I also don't know when I'm going to upload the next video, so don't, you know, just don't hold your breath on that. But again, VictorUng.com will have everything, so that's the best way to stay connected. Thank you again for watching. I'll talk to you later.